Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Welcome to another edition of Encaustic Endeavors, where we talk about artsy topics and just topics in general that affect all of us. So pick up a paintbrush, a pen, or maybe even perhaps a torch and create alongside me as we talk about perfectionism when it comes to your art. Or just sit back and enjoy the video.
I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about when to let go of perfectionism in a painting, as this is the third sketch I've done of this same painting. And I'm using air quotes around the word sketch as I say it because each one of these sketches has taken me several days to complete and has multiple layers of wax on them. They really could be a finished painting, and yet I'm not sure that any of them will turn into a finished painting. The very first sketch was good. There was just something about it that was just not quite right. So I started sketch number 2. And this one was better, but I wanted to try another technique out with the underpainting. So here I am, starting on sketch number 3. And I'll say it again, none of these sketches are going to be sold as finished art pieces. So the question is, should I let go of trying to make the sketch better, let go of striving for a perfect looking sketch? And to be honest, maybe, but I'm not sure. When do you say, yep, that's the perfect sketch? When do you say, yep, that's the perfect painting? Is striving for the perfect painting bad? I think that perhaps setting high expectations can be good. However, setting expectations that you can never really meet is bad. An example might be if you have never painted before and your expectation is to paint a picture of a perfect pine tree on your very first try. This is setting yourself up for failure and, of course, some discouragement. This could also lead you to doubt your abilities and perhaps lead you to never paint again. However, if you have a sketchbook full of pine trees and I say, I want to turn these sketches into several paintings of beautiful pine trees over the next several months, now you probably have a very high attainable, high expectation. All of this is probably pretty obvious to you, but I think it's worth having a conversation about. There have been many times when I have felt discouraged because I have set way too high of standards, and if I only would have taken a step back to look at those goals, I might have set myself up for success. I think as artists, we tend to set pretty high goals and would like every painting to be perfect. I know I've worked on many paintings for weeks and sometimes months because they just weren't perfect. I've worked on a painting far longer than what I thought it was going to take me, and in the end, I was drained. I also know in the end that I was happy with the painting. On the flip side, I have some paintings that I call good enough. However, those are not my all-time favorite paintings. Some of them I've actually painted over after I've called them finished. And this seems like a good time to remind ourselves that it's just paint. You can always cover it up and start over at any time. And of course, with encaustic, you can scrape layers away. Not every painting is going to work out, and that is also okay. So, what is the right answer? Should you let go of perfectionism in your paintings? Is perfectionism good or bad? I think it's about how you define perfectionism and how you feel about your art. And perhaps perfectionism is not the right word to use, as it is defined by striving for flawlessness and setting exceedingly high standards for performance. So perhaps maybe let go of the word perfectionism and instead embrace the creative process. I'm a big believer in my gut and my heart. Does a painting feel good, and does it feel done? Was the painting fun? Was the process of painting the painting fun? And how did you feel while painting the piece? I personally, obviously, don't feel like there's anything wrong with creating 3 sketches of the same exact painting if you're not exactly happy with the first one. So perhaps it's a little bit less about perfecting the painting and a little bit more about creating your ideal painting and finding the look that you're striving for. So maybe instead of striving for perfection, we're striving for the creativity and we're striving for the ideal painting in our own eyes. So getting back to this third sketch, will I paint another one? Perhaps. Maybe. Time will tell. Will this turn into a big painting someday? Again, maybe, perhaps. Time will tell. Was it worth redoing the sketch 3 times? Absolutely, yes. I really believe it was. Each sketch turned into something slightly different, even though it's the same exact composition. And I learned a little bit from each sketch, which I will explain at the end of this video. So for now, though, I'm going to let you sit back and contemplate perfection in your art. Listen to some music, and I will pick you up just in a few moments and reflect on my final thoughts of each one of these sketches.
I thought maybe I would flip the camera around and show you these 3 sketches and show you what I like out of each sketch, because there's something on each sketch that I really like. So here's the first sketch, and in this sketch I think I really like this pine tree the best out of all of them. And then I also like, I think you can see that, these really fine pen lines that I have in here. Here's the second sketch, and the second sketch, I love these colors in this one, and I really love this little area, and also this rock that these trees are on is my all-time favorite one out of all 3 of these sketches. These, I think that's picking up maybe kind of these little heart veins in here that are etched in and just super subtle. I love that, and I love the texture and the color of that rock. And here's the third painting. They all got slightly larger as I went along with each painting, which is kind of funny. So hopefully you got that overall view there. This one I also really love down here, and the details in this, it happens to be a rhododendron. I also really like the really vibrant colors here. Then the last thing I kind of did differently with this one was up here I etched in these lines, and I think if I make this into a big painting, which I still don't know if I'm going to do, but I might, I think I'm not going to put the heart veins in up here on the underpainting. I'm just going to etch them in and make them a bit more subtle. So hopefully you can see that. Let's continue this conversation down below in the comments. Let me know, how do you feel about perfectionism in your paintings? Do you have any art that you're just not happy with, and are you thinking about redoing it or recreating it? How do you know when a painting is perfect? And while you're down there, consider subscribing. Give the video a big thumbs up. It truly, truly does help me out. Thank you so much for watching and creating alongside of me. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.